Oh, but I will! Even if I have to come back tomorrow! And the next day! 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 And the next day!
Phone call, Mr. Plankton.
And the next day! And the next day! And the next day! And the next day!
Alright, so, just beat that boss. Ugh. Thank God. Sorry, I burped a little bit in my mouth. Okay, so, this boss has taken me the longest out of any other boss. Now, I came into this boss not expecting it to be that bad. I came into it thinking it was going to be maybe like an hour-long endeavor. You know, I didn't think it would be longer than Putrescent Night. And mind you, I had to do a way bigger walk-up to get to Putrescent Night. But no. No, this guy's way, way worse. And I'm going to explain why. So, you know, this is the Yap Sesh before the Death Comp. So if you want to get to the Death Comp and you want to skip the Yap Sesh, then there's a screen that goes before the Death Comp always. So, this boss has many problems. I think, now, I keep saying this, but based on how many bosses we have left, I'm going to say that objectively, this boss has the worst AI in the entire game, not just in the DLC, and I'm going to explain why. So first off, my first problem this fight, there's 3 phases. And much like a lot of the other, like a couple other boss fights in this game, 2 prominent ones, for example, in second phase, for some reason, this boss has after effect attacks, so like those thorns that come up out of the ground. That wasn't really the problem, though. The main problem for second phase, actually, second phase wasn't even a problem. It was problematic. I'd say a lot of it's during the boss fight, but there's a couple of attacks that I think are just broken. The one where he charges up and then slams down. It's kind of like a grab attack if you have enough health to survive the initial hit. I think that attack's hitbox is complete garbage. I've rolled it, like, damn near perfectly many times, and I just died from it. And the reason I say this boss has the worst AI is because he has one specific attack. It's basically what the Impenetrable Thorns is, like what that spell is. And it's a ranged attack. However, it seems like he can do it at any range because he will, like, walk up to me or whatever, stroll on over to me, and then he'll do it instead of just doing it when he's far away. I don't really understand why that is. I think that needs to be fixed, because if it's going to be a ranged attack, then it needs to be a ranged attack. And the reason that that's such an issue is because one of the thorns has curve to it, so you'll dodge the first 2, but then the third one will curve and hit you, which is just amazing. And then third phase, obviously the bust, you know, the explosion, the combustion, that's really annoying. To dodge, and to, like, you know, dodge again, and then again, and then again. Thank God I was able to do enough damage. So, I changed up a couple things for this fight. First off, I got rid of my red flask, since I'm not healing. I kept my talismans the same, unlike Putrescent Night. However, I put these 2, which, before you ask, no, that doesn't increase my level at all. It just increases my stats. So I'm still technically level 1 when I use this. I did temporary boost strength and then temporary boost successive attacks, because I wasn't getting a lot of charged attacks off, and I wasn't breaking his guard at all. Fun fact, breaking his guard when he's, like, if you do it when he dies, don't do that. That's a bad idea, because if you do the, like, riposte, and then he dies, you won't get to riposte again, which means that he won't lose a certain amount of health in his next phase. I'm glad I'm done with this boss fight. It's going to be a lot to edit. It's going to take a little while, because I'm going to have to edit the death comp, and I'm pretty sure I've died to this boss more than any other boss so far. If you enjoy my pain and suffering, then go ahead and like the video, comment, I don't know, comment sunflower seeds. And, yeah, you know, I think I've yapped for long enough. Enjoy my pain and suffering, and death and misery.